Hey everybody, Engineered Coffee. Welcome back to Mars. Last episode we built this louvered solar panel farm. So it's got one solar tracker up there with that camera in the middle position, and then it moves all of the other arms with these posts that are sticking out, and works pretty good. I know there was some concern about the shadow cast by this guy casting down onto this one, but we're almost, you know, a little bit late morning, and we've almost got all of these fully exposed, so I'm not too worried about it. We're losing a little bit of efficiency on it. I know I could have, you know, built this a little bit different or spaced them further apart. If I brought the center section up, though, to get out of the shadow of that one, it would have cast more of a shadow on that, and then it would get worse in the evening. So it was more really just for the mechanism of it than, you know, overall efficiency, and I think it turned out pretty good. And over here, I did some work off camera. I went nickel mining and got a lot of power cells here, so I created 4 more stations, and then the overall consensus was white looked better than the black, so I went ahead and went with that. I think what was throwing me off was up here on the roof is these white air vents that were, you know, supposed to be for cooling off the batteries. It kind of looked a little broken, so I put these scaffold pieces on here to kind of keep that orange shell. Alright, and I also did a connection between this and our post over there, so if we go underground here with the spectator, it's probably the easier way to do it. You can actually see I did get a connection and a tunnel all the way over to there. I don't have any piping or anything. I'm not sure if I want to pipe the ice and oxygen that we get over here, or if we just have this for our hydrogen engines. Not really sure. So right now it's just scaffold steel blocks. So this episode we do have an ice deposit below us, so I want to create a hydrogen engine power station in this zone here. So I've got an idea for it, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I'd like to thank my newest members, Brendan T, Eddie G, and Kaz. If you'd like to join, there should be a button down below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, before we get started with the hydrogen engine over there, I want to see if we can get another solar farm on this section of the hill. So I'm going to build some scaffolding out here. I just want to get clear of the solar panels. That's probably good right there. Alright, then we're going to add a piston here and then a hinge on top of it. That'll go that way. We'll have another one go the other way. Let's get it welded up before it tips over. Alright, there we go. And then we'll put a projector on top of that. Oh, these projector changes are so nice. I like having the control panel and then the directionality. That's pretty handy. Alright, there we go. We got our solar farm in there. Let's go ahead and change the projection here. We are definitely off. We'll go forward by quite a bit. Then we'll come down. We'll go underground a bit because we've got the piston that we can raise up to get a little bit more precise. And then I think that's pretty good. We'll keep it in line with this one, but we'll keep one offset. I think that'll be...
Energy low.
Yeah, I think that'll be nice. We'll get some energy and then we'll start doing some adjustments. Alright, I think I've struck a pretty good balance for this next section here. So we've got that one in the dirt over on that corner. That one's over in the dirt on that corner. This guy's still in the voxel, and that guy is barely out of the voxel over on that corner. So we'll have to, you know, add some more blocks underneath it. But I think that'll work pretty good. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get this guy turned into a station, and then we can start welding up the foundation. Alright, I had make a little bit of adjustments here with the weight of the landing pad, but I think I've got it. There we go, we're locked on now. So now we should be able to come out here with some stability, and I need more steel plate. Alright, now we should be able to convert this to a station. There we go. Which means now we can weld up this piece.
Energy critical.
Alright, I'll grab the lobster and get another section built. Alright, well, we definitely ran out of some material, so let me figure out what we're missing, and then we'll get back to it. Looks like a bunch of construction components. And then am I completely out of steel plate? Okay, I am out of steel plate and construction components is really my major thing, and then I'm going to need a bunch more solar cells for sure. Alright, I know I could probably take a projection over there of that guy, but I think it's going to be faster to just manually place these. It's just a bunch of armor blocks and then solar panels. Let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and put a hinge part on my first toolbar here. I know I got it on another tab, but this seems like it'll be easier. And I'll just make sure I attach as I go. Oh, man, I keep taking too much steel plate. Alright, let's drop some off in here. There we go. There we go. Alright, this is a slog, but it's coming along. Alright, well, it looks like we're running out of the right components out of the lobster here. I'm going to get as much stuff as I can welded up. I've got a bunch of solar cells being created over at the base, so maybe we'll come back to it a little bit later and get all these welded up, or maybe I'll do it off camera between this and the next episode, but we'll at least drop off as much lobster components as we can, and then refill, and then let's get started on the hydrogen engine facility. Alright, the sun's getting low anyway, but let's go ahead and let's see, this will be Solar Farm 2. Yeah, I think I named one main 2. Let's try to find it. Is that one? Oh yeah, Solar Farm 2 main. There we go. Camera. Oh, I did not rename the camera. Let's find that one. There we go. Solar Farm 2. I think we wanted this at like a 1. There we go. Always aim at sun. We should be good. Do I have my limits set up? That's a good question. Okay, good. This did retain the limits from the blueprint. That's good to know. I was a little worried there for a minute. Alright, there we go. Got it solar tracking. I think I need to adjust those lights to match those ones. I'll have to get the settings off of them. And, but, we got another, what, 8 solar panels or something? 10 solar panels that are getting some power, and then we've got a bunch more solar cells to build. Looks like I also need to come in here and get some... Oh, I don't have any steel on me, but get the foundation kind of come down into the voxels on those parts. But, yeah, that's fine. I think it makes this facility look a lot better, having a lot more solar panels. I might want to try to put another one over there. We'll see. It's getting more flat over here that these are going to get less efficient. That's kind of why I built it on a hill. So, all right, let's get working on this hydrogen engine facility. Let's see, I want a little bit of a driveway between. We'll probably have 3 wide, and then the building will start here. All right, let's just build out a big platform for now. This is going to be a roadway coming through there. So we just want a big platform. It's like we got ice right below us, so that's good. That's kind of what I was hoping for, is we'll have some type of piping going down here. So let's get these guys. I want to like fake some piping and then also put actual piping in between it. So we'll get the other color. Let's see, I put my palette back here actually. Alright, this is the color we're using for our piping everywhere else. Let's go ahead and use it again. Oh look, we're going to get a storm here. Excellent. Or is it getting nighttime? Nope, storm. Alright, so I want to do something like this, where it's got some big pipes coming in. I don't know if I'll have that run across the top, or if it'll actually go into the building. I'm thinking it'll go into the building. Right, there we go. I'm thinking something like that. It'll be big pipes there, and then we'll get our smaller pipes, our actual pipes. I do want these as well. Let's see, I want those. And then, where are those pipe works? Alright, Wellington stuck them somewhere, now I gotta find them. Okay, so Wellington's got the pipes in with the floor blocks, so... I don't know if I like that exactly, but I might get used to it, or I might take off Wellington's mod, we'll see. Alright, and then what I'm thinking here, and we might change up the color of the pipes, because this might be a little too much orange. Alright, then the pipes come in like that. We'll probably have the building here, probably in the white. The building will go here. Alright, conveyor port there, and then we'll have our piping come out of it. Again, let's just go with the orange for now. And this will be conveyor port as well. Alright, so we're going to have our pipe come down from the ice. I think we're going to have the ice storage down below ground as well. So we're going to come into this room, which will be our H2 generators. Let's do them in the white. You know, I think I want to sink it down a level. Alright, there we go. Something like that. Let's put these guys in there and there. Another one there and there. Okay, and then for piping, I guess we got to think about that. This guy will come in. I'm thinking we'll actually do, let's go back to our page here. Let's see, I think I want to carry this piping through the building. I think that'll be kind of nice. All right, we'll carry the pipe like that. I think we might put a ceiling on or lights or something so that the pipes are kind of halfway into the ceiling. I think that'll be good. So then we've got our pipe coming out there. Let's see, for piping, I think I might want to just go to the center here to pipe it up, and then we'll have some other pipes on the back, and then we'll, you know, say that that's what's carrying the oxygen over. And let's have this stuff coming out this way. This will be like the hydrogen coming out this direction. And then we'll probably put like catwalks and other things in here to come down into our level. How do we want to get into the building? I'm thinking maybe we'll do our gate here, like this and like this. Let's make this the caution. Alright, I wanted to get one of these welded up just to kind of see what it looks like. They are pretty cool looking. Alright, I think I got a different idea. I want to be able to walk around this thing, so let's grind some stuff out of here. Alright, I think I know how I want to do this. We're going to put these guys sideways now instead. They'll go here and here, and then the other one will go there and there. That'll be good. Okay, then we'll have our T come up. Let's get the right color. T will go there, and then over in the back here. So now this will be another T. Let's put another one there so we can get a conveyor cap on it, and then it'll also look nicer with our flanges. And I'm out of interior plate. Okay, there we go. We got pipe overhead. It'll connect down into there. Didn't mean to connect that one. So that'll supply ice to either side of this. We can get in here and walk around. Let's see. So the gate would go here. Alright, let's just differentiate it. Let's put this as blue for now. So these guys will be coming out this direction with our oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, I guess I could have left our gates. They were probably fine. Alright, let me get some stuff welded up and we can take a look at this. It's looking a little too wireframey. There we go, got some stuff welded up. I did change the color of the pipe because it was just too much orange. I don't know if I like the blue though. Still kind of debating that, I'm not sure. But I did change these guys out to the floor decals with these doors. It actually looks pretty good. It's like barely just a little bit of brown exposed, but yeah, that looks really good. Alright, then we walk in, then I'm thinking we'll do some catwalks here. Probably all the way across. Let's see, I think I want to have some doors here. I think we're going to have the facility for the hydrogen generation attached to this building. It'll be the same structure. I think that'll be good. Let's see, do we want railings or no railings? Kind of a railings fan, typically. There we go, like that. And then I guess, how do we want the stairs to go down? I was thinking of having some stairs going. Yeah, I think here we're actually going to use the scaffolding ladders instead of doing stairs. Let's do that. Alright, there we go. Got all the catwalk in. I think that looks pretty good. It's a little bit busy, but then we come down here. I was going to put conveyor caps on there, but then it actually blocked the ladder. I couldn't climb up, so I went ahead and did double scaffolds. So I think that looks pretty good. Still got access to the control panels. And then I wanted to put caps here. Is that what it's called? Or is it... Oh, it's an access panel, right? Yeah, these guys. Yeah, I think we want the caution on the bottom, and I wasn't paying attention to this one. Let's see if we can get some light shining down in here. I'm hoping we can kind of shine it through the pipes with the interior blocks. Let's see, where are my lights? There they are. Yeah, that's not bad. I think we need to increase the radius for sure. We can't really see much down here. But other than that, I think that'll work. There we go. Increased radius and then a little bit dialed down on the intensity. I think that looks pretty good. We still got sky exposed, so that's not helping. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good. And then we need to get the building over here for our hydrogen engines and storage for our gas, I guess. Okay, now we need to think about getting this hydrogen gas out and into the hydrogen engine. So I think we'll put that here. Let's see, how much width do we have? Pretty good. Alright, I'm thinking this will be a door. We'll go here and here. I guess we only need one of them. And let's get some conveyors. Do our conveyor blocks there and there and there. Which means we'll need to come and run underneath the floor. All right, there we go. And then I guess what color do we want for the floor? Do we want it to be concrete? Or do we want it to be metal in this room? I'm not really sure. All right, then let's continue our piping this direction. All right, I just realized here I need full blocks, so I can actually see it from the side there. Let's see, I actually need to get these undersides welded or I'll never be able to reach them. All right, let's weld as much of this as we can. We'll see what stuff we're missing for our pipes. All right, well, I think we actually ran out of steel plate. I got some in my inventory here. Yeah. What are we missing here? Bunch of interior plate and motors. Let me go refill and let's repaint that. That's weird. There we go. All right, let's go refill the lobster. All right, got stuff in the lobster and finished this welding. Let's go ahead and work on the engine room. Let's go with our tanks. Let's find the new, yeah, these guys, the new hydrogen tank. I don't know what color to do these ones. Maybe this orange? That might be a little much. We'll put it in there and we'll see what it looks like. So we want tanks here. And then tanks over here. And that is the hookup. Yeah, okay. There we go. And then let's find the hydrogen engines. There they are. And this should also have a, yeah, connection on the outside. Yeah, I can already tell I don't want that orange color. That's a little much. Maybe we'll go to the white. Kind of match what we have over here with our O2 generators. Now, hopefully I brought enough material to get all this stuff welded up. We'll find out. Did bring power cells. I did remember to do that. Computers is what I always seem to run out of and never remember to refill. You know, I don't think I like the white either. It looks a little too clean. But once we get like catwalks and stuff in there, it might look a little bit better. Let's see, then over here we want to put our door. So let's go ahead and get those floor blocks again. Alright, I think we'll put a door only on one side of this. I don't really want to worry about the other side. We might put a ramp or something, but for now, let's not worry about it. Yeah, I think that'll look good. I'm going to take all of my parts that I have. Alright, there we go. Much faster with the welder ship. What does this one look like with those doors closed? You still got more of that concrete. The inset door of the other one works a lot better. That's okay. Here, let's put a door on this side too. We'll probably put like a ramp out or expand the complex in some manner. I think it'll look good. Plus we won't have just a giant flat wall on this side of the building. Let's get more catwalks in here. Okay, then I think I want some catwalks going up here. Okay, those stairs are upside down. Let's not do that. There we go, something like that. And then can I attach? No. To attach to the top of that one, but not this one. Okay, well, we need a wall. Alright, I think for now we'll just have it come across straight. I think it'll be fine. We may end up going up and over the door, but I don't know how tall I want this building to get. Alright, let's see how much of this we can get welded up. Well, I may have just restricted my own access to the bottom catwalks, but that's alright. We'll get as much as we can. Alright, that's close enough. We can do the other bottom ones by hand. Doesn't take that much effort. Alright, there we go. I think we're getting a pretty good shell. Let's get some door. Alright, let's go ahead and put hatches in here. We'll just fill in with wall for now. Alright, I was thinking about this. This needs to be taken out. Alright, here for this wall I want to put in the slope blocks so we kind of carry the aesthetic of the other building over there. Alright, and then I think here we're going to do the gray color. I might have to get the paint gun in there to get the other blocks. Alright, then here is going to be our gray stripe with our pipe works. I think it'll be good. Alright, you know what? I don't really want this orange stripe here. I don't think that's going to look good. Okay, well, I just realized I haven't been recording for a while, so I've been talking to myself. So I'm working on the shell of the building, so we're going to have these pipes, the blue pipes, come up and over, and then back down, and then this section will be like a control room, so we're going to have two more door hatches here. I guess probably want to make those an airlock, because we're not pressurized anywhere else in this building. So maybe that'll have to be an airlock. So right now, all I'm doing is just putting in these pipe works across the third layer here. Alright, let's get a bunch of this stuff welded up, because it is a wireframe mess. All right, well, it looks like we ran out of large steel tubes, and then I was just looking at this. We should probably, since we're so close anyway, let's go ahead and just cut this back. All right, the building is cut back. I don't know if we're even going to create a pressurized space in here. We just need timers and event controllers to kind of make this automated. Otherwise, I think it'll be more of like, this is an autonomous plant and we have the controls over there if we need to. And we could either action relay in case this is disconnected, or something else. We'll figure that part out. All right, let me get more stuff welded up and then go back and get some large steel tubes. All right, the lobster is over there charging on the wall. I did a bunch of off-camera work, got the foundation in here, redid a little bit of the roof here that it has that angle to it. I think that kind of broke it up a little bit. Got all the pipes done, got some large steel tubes in the lobster over there, and then on the inside, did a bunch of interior decorating. It's basically just a bunch of pipes that go every which way. These pipes here will actually carry ice over to the H2 generators, and then I'm still debating the color here. I don't know if I like the white. I'm not sure about black. This, I mean, I guess I could do yellow, but I feel like that's a little, it's closer. And then the orange of the pipe looked a little off, like it would be too much orange in this room. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do there. So suggestions welcome. Let's see. So over here in the O2H2 room, it's the same. Let's see. That's just the beam blocks and pipes. And then over here is the empty room that we'll put event controllers and timers in. The pipes carry on just to match over there by the O2H2 generators. So that's what I got going on so far. So the next thing I want to do is we're going to have more pipes come across. Like this guy will come out here. All right, so we do have ice like right below us wherever we walk in this area. So we got this guy come out as far as possible, but basically I want this to look like a geothermal power plant where it, you know, it's taking up hot water and then pumping it out, and then it pumps it down, you know, some distance away to not screw with the temperature gradient. That's kind of the idea there anyway. That has a lot of stuff on the HUD. Let's go ahead and... There we go. No names is a little bit better. So yeah, we'll probably come out to like here-ish. It kind of depends on where the foundation, I guess, wants to look nice. Let's see, that's already in the voxel. Where does it come out of the voxel? Not until way back there. That's right. I think we'll go right here. I think that'll be good. This will be the foundation section of it. So let's get under here. Let's get that one. There we go. Let's get our foundation color. Okay, and then right here will be our pipe. Let's see, let's get our conveyor. There we go. Put a pipe there, and then I guess we'll want to slope this out just a little bit more, because we're going to have a ladder down to the mine. Okay, now we're connected there. We can disconnect all this garbage. Looks like I need to go back to base and get some oxygen. I'm pretty sure I am... Yep, we're out of the bottle. Okay. Well, get a little bit more done, and then I'll head back to base. Ironic putting in all this O2H2 stuff, and I'm running out of oxygen. But we don't have the ice mine yet. Okay, there we go. It doesn't go quite out as far as I was kind of hoping, but I don't really want to come out further, because I don't think we have ice out here. Yeah, the ice kind of ends over here where the patch obviously does, so that's fine. We're constrained by the terrain that we have, right? Alright, let's go back to base, get more materials, and get some oxygen. You know, with all this remote building, I kind of tempted to put... Well, we might at least put an oxygen tank and a hydrogen tank on the lobster here, but I was thinking an O2H2 generator might be nice. I haven't really needed to worry about it before now. Oh, apparently I missed a piece there. Okay, there we go. Got the pipes done there. This will go down. I got a stair, well, the start of a ladder to go down to the ice, and then we'll do it on the other end of this pipe as well. So that will be good. We'll have two places for ice. So that's really what we need to get started on. There's definitely more greebling I need to do on the base here. Probably some railings and catwalks and those type of things on the outside. It's kind of a little bit boring still. But I want to get working on the ice mine itself. So I want to do a little experiment first. So let's go find a spot. We'll have an advanced rotor at some point, but right now I just want to test. So we're going to use a small grid just to save on material. Okay, so we'll have a rotor spinning around, and there'll be a piston and a drill attached to it, or multiple pistons. Let's just put it right there, why not? And then I want to see if we get an event controller. Let's see, I need a control panel now too. Okay, so we've got a piston with an event controller and a rotor, so in theory this rotor will go around and the piston will extend into the ice as it needs to. So what I want to see is in the event controller, not rotor hinge attached, there's a spin, right? Rotor hinge angle, there we go. Let's see if it's equal to or greater than, let's do like 350 for now. And then the test piston here, we're going to turn it off and we're going to give it a velocity of like 0.1. And what I want to see is if in the event controller we go in here and we take our test piston, and when it is greater than 350 it turns it on, and then when it's less it turns it off. And I'm wondering if when it goes to a full rotation here, if it'll get back to 0 and reset. I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead and try this. Let's give it a RPM of 1. Alright, that might have been a little bit too slow. Let's go 2 or 3. Well, let's go 2. Oh, you know what helps? Is putting in our actual rotor in here. Oops. Alright, now that we have our event controller set up, well, yeah, what I'm hoping is when it gets to 350, it will turn on that piston, start extending, and then it'll turn itself off, and we'll just have that piston kind of go as slow as we want it to just give that little extra push. Yep, there we go. Okay, it does work. So we can have this guy push into the mine, and then just keep going as it gets around and around and around to keep getting a bigger and bigger circle. Well, that's super simple, but that's exactly what I wanted. We'll just have to time it. You know, this might need to be a little bit faster to get more extension, but we'll use large grid or something down in the mine. But that'll basically be our control. That'll be good. Okay, now I gotta dig down and find the ice. I got a straight plunge drill set up down there, because we don't have enough room to have a rotating thing. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff on our HUD. It's a little much. Over here, I put in a little temporary hoop chute to just throw out the stone. I realized I don't have a way to handle the stone, so we'll have to come up with something. Maybe when we get, you know, plunged down far enough, we'll have, you know, below the ice that we can drop the stone down there. I think that will be better. But for now, we'll just shoot it out the side of the building, and we'll worry about it later. Here we go, we're getting some ice, but let's go up to our engines. I want to turn them off. We don't want to just have those guys run all the time. It's going to be such a noisy room. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's turn all those off. These tanks can be on. We want them to fill up. They're going to take forever. Alright, we don't have any storage on the base yet, so we'll have to watch this drill to see if it's going to fill up, but I think it's going to fill up the O2H2 generators. I think they're probably going to chug through it faster than we can drill at this point. Wow, this ice deposit is actually pretty deep. That's good news. Okay, we've reached 10 meters and we're still not at the bottom, so that's a thing. Alright, we need to put some oxygen tanks over here, because we need to take advantage of our ice that we're mining, not just for hydrogen, but for the tanks. So let's get our new oxygen tanks and find out a place to put those. I think I'm going to put him up here on the roof. I think we'll be good. We'll just get him in like the orange color or something. I think that'll add some greebling here. So let's see, we've got a pipe there that we can plumb into. Okay, there we go. We got some conveyors coming up through here, and now we can put our tanks on the top of it. These symmetric. They look like they're symmetric, right? Not controls on one side or the other. Yeah, well, I moved the lobster connector over here into our piping, so now we have access to our O2 and H2, so we can refill. So that's cool. Alright, let's check our ice inventory. I'm curious. Okay, got about 15k. This one's a little bit low, but wow, okay, we got a lot of ice for just one plunge. Is that our... Okay, apparently the stone rolls all the way down here. That's interesting. Alright, I got the control room here in. I've got 5 event controllers. These 4 we'll have to wait on until we actually get the permanent drills installed. But then this one right here is just the engine control. All I've done with it is have all the batteries that we have over there on the outside. It's just tracking those, and if it gets less than 10%, it turns on these engines. So these won't run all the time. They'll just be there in case of emergency, in case we don't have enough solar power to charge the batteries. These guys will turn on. So let's go ahead and keep... I think we'll keep greebling on the outside of the building here. Will be the next step, because it's looking a little boring. All right, so I did want to run these pipes up here. Let's find the one with the valve. There it is. Let's see, there's one with the end caps on it that I really don't use. Let's do those ones on either side here. That'll work. All right, there we go, something like that. And then let's grab, is it in here as well? It is in here. All right, then in between the pipes here, I'm gonna do some smokestacks. I think will be good. All right, then let's grab the orange color here and make the little stripes like we had on the other building. All right, let's have the middle ones go just one block taller. I think that'll look good. Yeah, the exhaust cap, that's what it's called. I want some of those. Definitely need a round version. I don't know if it matters, but we're gonna put the little yellow ticks going that way, just in case there's some symmetry issues with it. And so one thing I wanted to add here to the engine control was in the actions, we have turning on and off the engines. I also want to turn on and off the exhaust caps. So we'll just make sure that those get turned on and off when the engines are going. So that'll be good. Let's go ahead and turn those off. There we go. All right, now some railings. Let's work on some stairs. I guess we don't want one over there. We'll have one over here. Right, there we go. We're getting somewhere. I think here we can put some stairs down. So I guess here we don't want... let's see, is that going to make it fall? I believe it is. Let's put some scaffold underneath there. I think that'll be good. Even if it's just temporary. I guess that can just probably be railing, now that I think about it. It'll still let it attach. Alright, well we made a bunch of progress on this building. I actually wasn't expecting to get this much done, but I was actually in a work meeting, so I don't know how much of it'll make into the montage versus me just trying to listen to a meeting and working in the background. So this one I'm going to call it an episode, though. We'll have to wait till we dig a little bit more ice to finish out the drills and automate those, but right now we got a ton of ice and it's looking pretty good. Alright, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.